fine. But there are many things inside I think you should know. So it is 18-page proposal. This is what they believe could actually replace the 1999 Constitution. So this is what Thiefnubu want to do with this National Assembly, right? Any amendment to the Constitution, they are the ones allowed to make that amendment by raising a bill. That's what their current 1999 Constitution gives them power to do. They are the only ones who can amend that trashy nonsense, right? So Thiefnubu is now going to use them since he has managed to raise a bill that reversed the national anthem. And all people they said they used that to test the water to see how you're going to react. But it seems that except for people mumbling, people are not really, they don't really give a damn. They don't care. So the next stage now is to start what they call the restructuring. But they won't call it restructuring. They're going to call it a constitutional sort of amendment or something. But it's not going to be constitutional amendment. I don't know what it is going to be yet, but they are very confident that they could possibly smuggle a power extension, right, into your chamber, make it law. All right, but you will think, well, it's going to be regionalism, kind of, right? Anyway, let me show you. Here is the copy of that proposal. Okay, like I said, it's in the public domain, and you can lay your hand on that if you want. And for the sake of us watching right now, okay, I will leave the copy in the comments if you are interested in going through it yourself. Okay, so I'll leave the copy in the comment section for you. That's the copy, that's the link to this document. But let's take a look at it together. So it is titled, I'm going to read almost everything though, so this may take us like the next 40 minutes. Then I'll kind of like summarize enough to have a chat around it, but because you need to see what these guys are putting together. All right. And it is not what it is, or what it appears to, to be, or what they want you to think it is. I mean, want you to think it's us, right? So hang on, I think I'll leave it on the screen so that everybody can read too. Okay. A moment. Here, part one. Okay, let's start from the start. A bill for an act to substitute. Substitute means this is going to be the new constitution. The other things can be added as well. But you see that this constitution, this one, is going to replace the Decree 24. They actually call it Decree 24. And it's going to be easily, a lot of you are going to be sold on this. Okay? Well, I hope you'll be able to see through the fraud too. All right? What they sound by the fancy words of what a lot of us have been using for years now were well sort of used in this document. So they said a bill for an act to substitute the annexure rather to Decree 24 of 1999 with a new governance model for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thiefnubu will sell this to you that with all of us have been saying the military constitution for 25 years, civilians couldn't do away and trash it and burn it and let the people write their own constitution, right? Well, Thiefnubu is about to write you one. So pay attention. So it said this act may be cited as the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, New Governance Model for Nigeria Act 2024, enacted by the National Assembly of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It's already been prepared as if to say, okay, anyway, it is now in the National Assembly. So preliminaries, according to the research, part one, Whereas Nigeria, its peoples and government have been governed under Decree 24 of 1999 Constitution that was handed down by the then military government without the express consent of the people, despite the preamble of "we the people." Whereas the said Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999, as amended, is not autochthonous as it does not evolve from the deliberations and consensus of the Nigerian people. Whereas the peoples of Nigeria now desire and effectively demand for a change to a constitution based on federal regional system of government. Fancy word. So I hope that will get your attention. Regional system of government. Fancy. Now, whereas the federal and regional governments are to operate within the provisions of this constitution, it is within the discretion of the ethnic blocks within the states that constitutes a given region to aggregate or disaggregate as provinces, divisions, and districts, while being in control of their affairs without let or hindrance at whatever level of governance. Whereas the 1999 Constitution as amended is a schedule of a military decree now deemed to be an act of the National Assembly, for which the National Assembly have the powers to amend and or abrogate as expedient. Whereas the National Assembly, where so necessary and expedient, can invoke the doctrine of necessity to resolve any point of law for the good governance of the country, Nigeria. Part 2, Substitution Clause 1. Therefore, the National Assembly do hereby invoke its inherent powers to expunge the schedule attached to Decree 24 of 1999, often referred to as 1999 Constitution as amended from the decree, which is now deemed to be an act of the National Assembly, to which the National Assembly have the powers to do so, and replace them with a new governance model for Nigeria, effective not later than October 1, 2024. So this is practically like, if all this drama they are trying works out, right, then Nigeria shouldn't have governors and all of these guys in office anymore from October 1st. Nigeria will have a regional system, but continue listening, okay? So 2, this amendment is subject to a yes or no vote in a referendum by the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So for the first time, these guys are mentioning referendum. So that means they will have to put referendum in their plan too, Abi. Continue listening. Part 3, stipulations for federal administration. So here is the governance structure that Thiefnubu and his gang are proposing for Nigeria now. So listen, it's not different from this, this quasi-military or unitary Decree 24 of 1999. But again, continue to listen. So part 3 and 3.1, that is a governance structure. 1, Nigeria shall be a federation comprising of regional territories and a federal capital territory, and shall be a republic to be known by the name of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. 2, the territorial jurisdiction of Nigeria shall comprise the territory of the regional members of the federation, and its boundaries shall be as determined by international agreements. 3.2, basis of the federation. Every ethnic nationality and people in Nigeria has an unconstitutional right to self-determination within here the alienated territories. Are you listening? So every ethnic nationality and the people in Nigeria has an unconditional right to self-determination within here the alienated territories. 2, the sovereignty, powers, and authority to formulate the articles of association towards any form of the central government of Nigeria at any other time shall lie jointly and severally with all the ethnic nationalities occupying their respective territories. 3. Every ethnic nationality and the people in Nigeria has the right to a full measure of self-government, which includes the right to establish institutions of government in the territory that it inhabits and to equitable representation in the federal and regional governments. 4. A ethnic nationality or people, for the purpose of this constitution, is a group of people who have or share large measure of a common culture and similar customs, mutual intelligibility of language, belief in a common or related identities, a common psychological makeup, and who inhabit an identifiable, predominantly contiguous territories. So 3.2, federating regions. 1. The regional territories of Nigeria shall comprise freely associating peoples of ethnic nationalities, ethnic subnationalities, and or clans in the contiguous territories as would be self-determined and constituted within 6 calendar months based on the processes prescribed herein. 2. There shall be no artificially prescribed members of regions, as would foreclose the right of the people that desire to organize themselves as an autonomous subnational member of the Nigerian states, provided that absolute cognizance shall be accorded to the prime factors of independent viability and self-sustenance as an entity. 3. The regional members and constituent units thereof shall produce their own constitutions, applying the tenet of federalism and self-determination, and register it with the National Assembly for documentation and reference purposes only. 4. The regional territories and constituent units may have their names, identities, and any other instruments of recognition changed as may be necessary, and shall determine the details thereof through their respective legislatures. Whatever names and or nomenclature of identity adopted by the respective regional legislatures at whatever time as may be expedient shall be deemed to have been reflected in the federal constitution. 5. The regional territories and constituent units thereof shall organize themselves towards the efficient harnessing of all potential resources in pursuant to the full development as a political and economic force to be reckoned with as member of the Nigerian Federation. 6. The administrative operations and interregional coordination, the federal government shall maintain an office only in the federal cities of the regional territories. And 3.3, Federal Capital Territory. 1. The Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, shall be the capital of the Federation and seat of the government of the Federation. 2. The ownership of all lands comprised in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, shall vest in the federal government of Nigeria. So, Gbagi people, the Gbagi people in Abuja, they would have to forgo their land, Abi. So, what is their own right in the new regional system that they are building, right? So the Gbagi people will forfeit their land, but all of us, the rest of us can keep our land, right? Now, you need to begin to now pay attention to some of these things now, okay? I mean, they may be sounding so nice to you. The devil is in the detail. You understand? So, yeah, number 2. Then number 3, the provisions of this constitution shall apply to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, as if it were one of the states in a region of the Federation. And accordingly, A, all legislative powers are vested in the National Assembly. B, all the executive and administrative powers are vested in the Federal Executive Council. C, all judicial powers are vested in the Federal Judicial Service Commission. D, for the purposes of representation into the National Assembly, the Federal Capital Territory shall constitute only one federal constituency. E, the Prime Minister may appoint for the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, a minister who shall exercise such powers and perform such functions as may be delegated to him by the Prime Minister from time to time. The appointment shall be subject to confirmation by the National Assembly. Then 3.4. So that is section 3, part 4, something. I don't know how they pronounce that or how they kind of name that. But the federal governance. 1. A Republic of Nigeria comprises the federal and regional territorial governments only. So there is no state, there will be no more states. With this proposal, by October 2024, there will be no more governors. There will be no more states. If all of this they are proposing here, well, let's continue. So our constitution shall therefore specify and embody only governance relationship between the federal and regional administration. 2. All powers not given expressly to the federal government alone or concurrently to the federal government and the regions are hereby reserved to the regions. The Federal Executive Council shall comprise single-digit number of members. Government ministries shall be rationalized and configured in compliance with this stipulation. 5. All other subordinate appointments and designation below ministers shall be made only from the ranks of civil servants with permanent tenure in the public service. 5. The Federal Executive Council and its members shall rely entirely on the civil service and civil servants for all technical advice and support, thereby precluding the proliferation of any other parallel bureaucracy in the form of advisors. 6. All subsisting federal MDAs are to be rationalized in favor of the regions and in conformity with the legislative list of functions given in the appropriate schedule. A regional territory shall inherit associated assets and liabilities. 3.5. The President. The President of the Nigerian Federation is the head of the nation states. 2. The Prime Minister acting through the National Assembly shall nominate the candidates for President. 3. The nominee shall be elected president if the National Assembly approves his candidacy by a 2/3 majority vote of all elected members. 4. A member of the National Assembly shall vacate his seat if elected president. 5. The term of office of the president shall be 6 years. No person shall be elected president for more than 2 terms. 3.6. Powers and functions of the president. 1. He shall proclaim and open the session of the National Assembly at the commencement of their annual session. 2. President shall hold and exercise executive powers as conferred on the Prime Minister in a situation where there is hung assembly and or where the position of the Prime Minister and his deputy are compromised and or where there is state of emergency in the country. 3. He shall proclaim in the Federal Gazette laws and international agreements approved by the National Assembly in accordance with the Constitution. 4. He shall, upon recommendation by the Prime Minister, appoint ambassadors and other envoys to represent the country abroad. 5. He shall receive the credentials of foreign ambassadors and special envoys. 6. He shall award medals, prizes, and gifts in accordance with conditions and procedures established by law. 7. He shall, upon recommendation by the Prime Minister in accordance with law, grant high military titles. 8. He shall, in accordance with conditions and procedures established by law, grant pardon. Then 3.7. Federal Executive Council. 1. The highest executive powers of the federal government are vested in the Prime Minister, acting in concert with the Council of Ministers. 2. The Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers are responsible to the National Assembly In the exercise of state functions, members of the Council of Ministers are collectively responsible for the decisions they make as a body. 3. Unless otherwise provided in this Constitution, the term of office of the Prime Minister is for the duration of the mandate of the National Assembly. 4. The Prime Minister shall be selected from among members of the National Assembly. 5. Power of government shall be assumed by the political party or a coalition of political parties that constitute a majority in the National Assembly. Chapter 3.8. The Prime Minister, in concert with the Council of Ministers. 1. The Prime Minister is the Chief Executive, the Chairman of the Council of Ministers, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria. 2. Subject to the provisions of this Constitution, the executive powers of the Federation shall be vested in the Prime Minister in Council, and may, subject as aforesaid, and to the provisions of any law made by the National Assembly, be expressed by him either directly or through the Deputy Prime Minister and ministers of the government of the Federation or officers in the public service of the Federation. 3. The Prime Minister shall submit for approval to the National Assembly nominees for ministerial posts only from amongst its members who possess the requisite qualifications and cognate experience for the ministries. 4. There shall be a council of ministers whose function shall be to work with the Prime Minister in the running of the government and in all affairs of the Federation. 5. The Council of Ministers shall consist of the Prime Minister, the Deputy Prime Minister, and the ministers as approved by the National Assembly. The body shall comprise and be limited to a single-digit number of members. Government ministries shall be rationalized and configured in compliance with this stipulation. 6. An increase beyond the single-digit stipulation must be made only by a special request by the Prime Minister for approval by a resolution of the National Assembly through a vote of not less than 4/5 of all elected members. 7. Approval of additional ministerial appointments granted under this article shall lapse with the subsisting administration unless subsequently renewed by the succeeding National Assembly. 8. The Prime Minister may assign to himself or any other minister of the government of the Federation responsibility for any business of the government of the Federation, including the administration of any department of government, but with such allocations and designations as subject to the prior consent of the National Assembly. 9. The Council of Ministers shall rely entirely on the civil service for all technical advice and support, thereby precluding the proliferation of any other parallel bureaucracy in the form of advisors. All subordinate appointments and designations below ministers shall be made from the ranks of civil servants with permanent tenure in the public service. The Federal Legislature. A lot of you are asking, how are they going to do all of this before October? How did they change the Nigerian national anthem in just 2-3 days? These guys are up to something, and you better open your eyes. You better keep your eyes peeled. I'll continue. I know it's a long read, I told you, but I'm going to read all of this just because I want to leave it here, right? Chapter 3.9. Federal Legislature. 1. There shall be a National Assembly for the Federation of Nigeria. It shall be a unicameral legislature. So they are now going to get rid of Senate, get rid of reps. Just going to have one National Assembly now. There's no rep, there's no Senate anymore. So hang on. Somebody said, are they going to do all of this? Baba? It is either this is fake news they want to use to distract all of us again, just like this national anthem, or indeed they are up to something. And I am. My money is that they are up to something. They are. Just pay attention. So somebody actually made this proposal. Don't get it wrong, go. So the news then is that it is going to end up in the National Assembly, and the National Assembly is going to kind of deliberate on it and sack themselves. Anyway, in fact, hang on, there's something I want to show you. The author. So it's called The Final Draft by Akin Fakbonda. I've been trying to look for that Akin Fakbonda or this why, but I haven't yet. I haven't seen him. So I'm trying to get his image so that I can bring you the person, the brain behind this from 2021 until now, okay? So the federal legislature, according to them, is so it said the National Assembly is going to be a unicameral legislature. So the National Assembly shall consist of members drawn equally to represent the respective regions of Nigeria. The number per region and the total number not exceeding 180 at any one time shall be as determined by resolution of the National Assembly. National Assembly members are representatives of their respective regions, and as such, not subject to control and direction at the federal level. Accordingly, they shall all be compensated, remunerated, disciplined, or recalled only through such provisions as may be authorized by their respective regional territorial legislatures. There shall be a speaker and a deputy speaker of the National Assembly, both of whom shall be elected by the members from among themselves. 5, the principal function of the National Assembly shall be the enactment of laws for good governance and effective value for money performance, monitoring of the operations of the federal government. 6, subject to the provisions of this Constitution, the National Assembly may regulate its own procedures, adopt rules and procedures regarding the organization of its work and of its legislative process. So, notwithstanding the provisions herein, the judiciary shall have powers to inquire into compliance with stipulated rules and processes. So, the federal judiciary. 1, the federal judiciary shall, to the exclusion of any other court, have original jurisdiction in any dispute between the federal and the region, insofar as that dispute involves any question, whether of law or facts, on which the existence or extent of a legal right depends. 2, in addition to the jurisdiction conferred upon it, the federal judiciary shall have such original jurisdiction on all matters in the Federal Capital Territory as may be conferred upon it by any act of the National Assembly. 3, provided that no original jurisdiction shall be conferred upon the Supreme Court or any Federal High Court with respect to any civil or criminal matter. 4, there shall be a Federal Supreme Court of Nigeria. The Supreme Court of Nigeria shall consist of A, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, and B, such number of justices of the Supreme Court not exceeding 9, as may be prescribed by an act of the National Assembly. 5, for the purpose of exercising any jurisdiction conferred upon it by this Constitution or any law, the Federal Supreme Court shall be duly constituted if it consists of not less than 5 justices of the court. There shall be 6, there shall be a Federal High Court in the capital city of each region and in the Federal Capital Territory. The Federal High Court shall consist of A, a Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, and B, such number of judges of the Federal High Court as may be prescribed by an act of the National Assembly. 7, notwithstanding anything contained in this Constitution, and in addition to such other jurisdiction as may be conferred upon it by an act of the National Assembly, the Federal High Court shall have and exercise jurisdiction to the exclusion of any other court in civil cases and criminal matters. So 311, establishment. Thank you very much, though, right? Give me a sec, okay? I want to be sure that my audio is still pretty much like all right. so that I'm not just like there getting soaked in it and all of that, okay? So APC, Egbekegbe, they are up to, I mean, especially Thiefnubu and his gang, they are up to something. And that something is going to actually tell any moment from now, okay? So they are pushing regional system. Regionalism is not something somebody drafts a constitution for. Regionalism have to come from the point of, the ethnic nationalities in Nigeria, the tribes, the ethnic, and the rest of them actually being notified. Then they will then submit their own article of participation, article of independence, or article of union or something. That is when you are going to then draft out a constitution from that. When people say, this is the type of government we want, they have to sit and discuss it. But these guys are up to something. To change the national anthem of Nigeria, you will need the two-third state House of Assembly of 2/3 of 36 state House of Assembly. 2/3 of 36 state House of Assembly in Nigeria is 24. So you will need 24 states in Nigeria, state House of Assembly, to deliberate and vote and pass the amendment before you can change the national anthem or pledge or anything. But Thiefnubu and his gang, they sat, they wrote it, they did all of that, and then they passed it. They said, the rest of you should start singing it. So for them to start pushing something like this again, it's either they are pushing for a distraction or they are testing the water for something as well. I don't really believe in this, but it is Nigeria, where you just like, okay, did they just sit down and write to sack themselves? Remember when I told you that if you ask these people to actually either restructure Nigeria or return Nigeria back to regional system of government, you are practically asking these criminals, right, to do what is right and then sack themselves. You understand? Like, oh, Thiefnubu and gang, we want you to do what is right. Are you with me? We want you to do what is right, but doing it means from Thiefnubu to all your National Assembly members, to all your state governors, to all of your House of Assembly and the rest, they, once they do the right thing, right, they will then have to sack themselves. And do you really think these ones will do that? No, they won't. So they are up to something, but let this be on record anyway. Here, let's continue. We have just about maybe 7 or 8 pages more, and I'll just close it, okay? So yeah, they said the establishment and the this is the one I want you to also take a look at. The establishment and composition of the security services, right? Whatever this even mean, right? But here, 1, there shall be an armed forces, security and intelligence services, and such other bodies for the federation as may be established by an act of National Assembly. 2, the composition of the officer corps and the other ranks of the services shall be by regional territorial configuration, such that any service stationed in each region shall, in respect of the other ranks, be exclusively composed of the citizens of that territory, while the officer corps may, for the purpose of technical specialty and operational cohesion, admit up to 10% of citizens from other regions, provided that the head of such regional command shall be an indigene of that region. That is to say, let everybody handle their own security and safety. Makes sense, Abi? 3, the headship of armed and security services shall be rotated amongst the regions, and no one region shall head more than one arm of these forces, concurrently. 4, policing and internal security services shall be decentralized, with the federal, regional, sub-regional government and communities having the right to set up and maintain their own services, such that each level of government shall have exclusive jurisdiction and control over its own territory with regards to their respective powers and functions. 5, there shall be an Inspector General of the Federal Police Service with a guaranteed non-renewable tenure of 6 years, except through an earlier resignation or by removal, only on the account of gross misconduct resolution by the 2/3 66% majority vote of elected members of the National Assembly. 6. The office of the Inspector General shall be rotated amongst the regions, and the headship of any contingency of the Federal Police Service stationed in any region shall be by an officer who is a citizen of that region, of the region. 7. The Inspector General of Police shall always act in concert with the Premier of a region and execute all lawful directives. So 3.12. Management of resources and revenue. 1. Constituent unit of regional territories shall control and retain all resources and revenues falling within its natural jurisdiction, but shall only pay both federal and regional taxes according to laws. 2. For the avoidance of doubt, the entire property in and control of all minerals, mineral oil and natural gas in, under, or upon any land in Nigeria, or in, under, or upon the territorial waters of Nigeria shall vest in the government of the regional territory and the constituent units bearing such resource. 3. The National Assembly may, with the concurrent regional legislature, make laws for Nigeria or any part thereof with respect to the taxes on the income and profit of individuals and companies. So 3.13, fiscal arrangements. 1. There shall be a first line charge account, which shall be 10% of the total revenue accruing to the governments of the Federation, federal and regional, which shall consist of A, 8%, which shall be applied towards the provision of the basic social economic in disadvantaged areas across the country. B, 2% to finance a special rehabilitation fund for past devastation arising from acts and omission of the Nigerian nation states. So 2, the first line charge account shall be administered by a commission consisting of 1 member each, representing and appointed by each regional government, and a member representing the federal government, respectively. 3, the balance of 90% shall, for the purpose of sharing among tiers of government, be reckoned as 100% and shall be distributed as follows. C, 55% derivation. D, 30% to the distributable pool account. E, 15% to the federal government. 4, funds accruing to the regional territories from the distributable pool accounts shall be applied primarily to financing the region's capital expenditure necessary for infrastructure. Recurrent expenditure of the regions shall be funded from internally generated revenue. 5, the regional territories or sub-territories shall be responsible for the collection of value-added tax, VAT, and the revenue derived therefrom shall be retained, provided that 10% of the accrual shall be paid as tax into the first line charge accounts. 3.14, remunerations and compensations in the public service. There shall be a single scale of salaries and allowances for the Federal Public Service of Nigeria to be periodically presented to and approved by the National Assembly. 2, for the avoidance of doubt, there shall be no other form or formats of remunerations or compensation outside the stipulations of the Unified Federal Public Service Scale of Salaries and Wages, unless expressly approved by 2/3, 66% votes by elected members of the National Assembly. 3, the regional territories shall have powers to determine and set the salary structure of their respective public services. 3.15, anti-corruption measures. 1, government at all levels shall abolish all corrupt practices and abuse of power. 2, all public officers' asset declaration and all forms of affairs shall be available for scrutiny by the public and shall be publishable without hindrance in the mass media. 3, all investments held by every public officer in any profit-making enterprise shall be held in a blind trust, while tax clearance certificates of all public officers shall be available for public scrutiny and shall be publishable by the mass media. 4. No public officer shall operate a bank account or own any form of movable or immovable asset outside of Nigeria, unless fully disclosed prior to or after the period of public service. 5. All gifts in whatever form made to the public officer or to his or her blood relations shall immediately be disclosed to the appropriate institutions of government that shall be designated by the National Assembly or the regional legislature. Retention or compulsory donation to the state by the public officer shall be at the discretion of such institutions whose decision shall not be interfered with by any other person or body. 316. Provisions for the judicial adjudication of corruption and betrayal of trust matters. 1. In cases of corrupt practices, criminal breach of trust, public trust, plundering of public funds and resources, with a prima facie case having been established by the court of original jurisdiction, the doctrine of the accused being assumed to be guilty until proven innocent shall subsequently apply. Not innocent until proven guilty. You are guilty until proven innocent. I like that. The guilty until proven innocent doctrine being an extraordinary provision to cure an extraordinary malady of the times shall expire within 30 years after the effective date of this constitution. So part 4, regional territorial administration. The territory of Nigeria shall be reconfigured into regional territories as the basis of the federation. So part 4.1, processes and procedure for transformation. 1. Members of the respective regional territories as existing at the commencement of this act are as follows. North Central Region, Benue, Kogi, Kwara, Nasarawa, Niger, and Plateau. Northeast Region, Adamawa, Borno, Bauchi, Gombe, Taraba, and Yobe. C. Northwest Region, Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto, and Zamfara. Southeast Region, Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Imo. South Region, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Edo, and Rivers. And the Southwest Region, Ekiti, Lagos, Ogun, Ondo, Osun, and Oyo. 2. Subsequently, after the commencement date, but within 12 calendar months thereafter, the respective state assemblies shall meet individually, jointly, and severally consult to prescribe the processes and guidelines to be applied towards the institution of the suitable governance structure for their territories. 3. Ethnic nationalities, ethnic subnationalities, and peoples within the territory enumerated in sub-article 1 of this article shall have the right to maintain, reconfigure or merge, or establish new administrative units and or adopt any suitable nomenclature as may be determined by the respective state assemblies without any direction from any other authority. 4. The quest to exist as a region by any ethnic nationality or subnationalities shall be subject only to the following stipulations. A. Proof of economic self-sustainability of a contiguous territory. B. Demonstrable capacity to contribute shared contributions to maintain federal government. C. Proactive plans for the exploitation and development of local resources and potentials. D. Intent to collaborate and cooperate in pursuit of self-development. And 8, in fulfillment of the above requirements, there will be an exit clause for subethnic nationalities of peoples and regions who desire to switch to an independent sovereignty, subject to the following: A due notice by proposed sovereign political zone; B, a specified period of consultations and then referendum to ascertain the wishes of the citizens of the said political zone, approving their voluntary desire to be a sovereign territory. 3, the right of any ethnic nationalities or people to create, merge, or reconfigure the existing states within their respective regions shall be exercisable under the following procedures. A, the demand for reconfiguration has been approved by a 2/3, 66% majority of the members of the council of the ethnic nationality or people in the area concerned. B, the state assembly that received the demand shall organize a referendum within 6 months to be held in the area of the ethnic nationality or people that made the demand. C, the demand for the statehood configuration is supported by 2/3, 66% majority vote in the referendum. The regional government will transfer its powers to the ethnic nationality or people that made the demand. And E, the newly created or reconfigured sub-regional entity by the referendum without any need for application automatically becomes a member of the region concerned, and then the federal government and the Federal Republic of Nigeria. F, the newly created or reconfigured sub-regional entity by the referendum shall have equal rights and obligations as all others within the region and in the Republic. G, where the concerned peoples and states within the region fail to reach agreement on any issue pertaining to this exercise, the regional legislature shall decide such disputes based on settlement patterns and the wishes of the people concerned. So 4, also, after the commencement date or at any other time in future, ethnic nationalities and peoples across the regional territories enumerated above have the right to express the wish to move and be merged across regional but contiguous borders. 5, the right of any ethnic nationality or peoples to create or merge territories contiguously across regional borders shall be exercisable under the following procedures. A, the demand for regional cross-border reconfiguration has been approved by a 2/3, 66% majority of the members of the Council of the Ethnic Nationality or people in the area concerned, and the demand is presented in writing to the 2 or more regional governments concerned. B, the government of the concerned regions that received the demand shall jointly organize a referendum within 6 months to be held in the area of the ethnic nationality or people that make the demand. C, the demand for cross-border configuration is supported by 2/3, 66% majority vote in the referendum. D, the 2 or more regional governments concerned will transfer its powers to the ethnic nationalities or people that made the demand. And E, the cross-border configuration by the referendum without any need for application automatically becomes a member of the sub-regional entity within the region concerned, and then the Federal Republic of Nigeria. F, the newly created or reconfigured sub-territorial units by the referendum shall have equal rights and obligations as all others in the region and in the Republic. G, where the concerned regions fail to reach agreement on any issue pertaining to this exercise, the National Assembly shall decide such dispute based on the settlement pattern and the wishes of the peoples concerned, with emphasis on consensus. H, the decision of the National Assembly may be the subject of an appeal to the Federal Supreme Court. The decision of the Federal Supreme Court shall be final. So part 4.2, basis of regional government. Regions shall have the following powers and functions. A, every region occupying a contiguous territory shall be entitled to separate regional constitution fashioned to suit our worldview and outlook of living and development aspirations. B, to establish a regional territorial administration that best advances self-government a democratic order based on the rule of law to protect and defend the federal constitution. C, to establish any administrative unit constituted based on the principles of federalism and self-determination that is well suited to all constituent ethnic nationalities in our territories. D, the regional and or sub-regional legislatures shall have powers to make laws for the peace, order, and good government of the region, state, or any part thereof with respect to all concurrent and residual matters not expressly stated in the federal constitution. E, to establish and administer regional territorial security and maintain public order and peace. F, to establish regional territorial supreme high and first instant courts. The particulars of these courts shall be determined by laws enacted for the purpose by the regional legislatures. And G, regional supreme courts shall have the highest and final judicial power over regional and sub-regional matters. They shall also exercise the jurisdiction of the Federal High Court in any civil and criminal matters. Part 4.3, drafting and enactment of regional constitutions. 1, the respective state assemblies shall act jointly and severally to prescribe the processes and procedures for the drafting of regional constitutions and getting the peoples of the territory to ratify same prior to its registration with the National Assembly. Thank you so much, man. So, regional constitution shall apply the tenet of federalism and self-determination in dealing with the constituent ethnic nationalities and subnationalities. 3, the constitution so enacted shall be registered with the National Assembly for documentation and reference purposes only. 4, the constitution so enacted for each region territory shall have the force of law throughout that region, but subject only to regional judicial supervision without interference by any other body. So part 4.4, equal rights between the federating regions. 1, all regional territories shall have equal rights and power. They shall have equal number of legislators in the National Assembly, such that no region will be conferred with a superior advantage over any other on any ground whatsoever. The governments at the federal and regional level are distinct and interdependent and shall conduct their mutual relations based on consultation, collaboration, and cooperation. 3, the regional territories shall ensure reasonable access to its services in all parts of our territory, so far as it is appropriate to do so, having regard to the nature of the service and subject to administrative regulations as may be determined by the regional legislature. Part 4.5, regional border changes and disputes. 1, all regional cross-border disputes shall be settled by agreement of the concerned regions. Where the concerned regions fail to reach agreement, the National Assembly shall decide such disputes based on settlement patterns and the wishes of the people concerned. 2, the decision of the National Assembly may be the subject of an appeal to the Federal Supreme Court. The decision of the Federal Supreme Court shall be the final. Part 5, which is almost the last part of their drafted constitution. So, enactments. Part 5, part 5.1, federal. The National Assembly shall produce a new federal constitution for Nigeria within 6 calendar months of this act being effective. It shall be done by a technical committee based on the synthesis of all previous enactments and result of constitutional conferences as may be in conformity with the provisions and stipulation in this act. 2, the National Assembly shall transmit the enactment to the respective state assemblies for passage with a simple majority vote. Okay, now they are talking. Okay. Because that's how it's done, though. So on ratification by a simple majority number of state assemblies, the new federal constitution for Nigeria shall be voted upon by all Nigerians of voting age with a simple majority vote. The new constitution shall be deemed to have been passed by the people of Nigeria. Part 5.2, regional. 1. The respective state assembly of each regional territory shall produce a new constitution for the regional territory. It shall be done by a technical committee based on the synthesis of all previous enactments, as may be in conformity with the provisions and stipulations in this act. 2. On ratification by a simple majority number of state assemblies, the new regional constitution shall be voted upon by all citizens of voting age in the territory. With a simple majority vote, the constitution shall be deemed to have been passed by the people of that region. So part 6, legislative lists. So the exclusive, which is part 6, part 6.1. So the exclusive list is the one for the federal government. So they say in this regional system of government they are introducing, so the federal government, the executive at the federal level, they will be in charge of the following. 1, external defense, naval, army, and air forces. 2, external affairs. 3, immigration, passport and visas. 4, aviation, including airports, safety of aircraft and ancillary transport as it relates to international bodies. 5, foreign borrowing by the federation from other countries. 6, currency, coinage, and legal tender. 7, banking regulations. 8, pensions, gratuities, and other like benefits payable out of the Consolidated Revenue Fund or any other public fund of the Federation. 9, the public debt of the Federation. 10, public service of the Federation, including the settlement of disputes between the Federation and officers in the public service of the Federation. 11, taxes and duties on revenue sources reserved to the federal government. So then the concurrent list. That is a chapter, part 6.2. These are powers to be exercised only with express prior consent and concurrence with the respective regional territorial administrations. 1, internal security, police and policing services. 2, ownership and control of defense security services. 3, prison services. 4, interregional coordination. 5, bankruptcy and insolvency. 6, income taxes and excise duty. 7, fingerprints, identification, and criminal records. 8, power and energy. 9, power to make grants of money, etc., for any legitimate purposes. 10, interregional land and marine transportation. 11, interregional transportation railways, including ancillary transport and other services. 12, borrowing of monies within Nigeria for the purposes of the federal, regional, and or state governments. 13, enforcement of the human rights established by the Constitution and international conventions. 14, interregional commerce. 15, scientific research and development. 16, sports. 17, communications and digital economy. Then page 18, which is part 6, chapter 3, residual list. All the powers not expressly delegated to the federal government by the Constitution are therefore exclusively reserved to the regions. So part 7, transitional provisions. 1, during the transition period, towards the enactment of the new federal and regional constitutions, the National Assembly shall undertake the following. A, codify all federal laws and enactments that currently subsist and enforce for possible amendment or repeal. B, undertake every modifications and amendments to all the existing laws, such as would bring all of them into conformity with the letter and spirit of this act. C, formulate and manage all schemes and processes towards an inventory and documentations of assets and projects, inclusive of contractual liabilities as may be applicable. D, design and manage frameworks and enact formulas into the equitable sharing of all assets and liability between and among all government entities. 2, the peoples of the territories designated and referred to as regions or subregions shall immediately commence consultative processes towards ascertaining the wishes of the respective ethnic nationalities on how to live and partner together towards charting the course of self-development. 3, where applicable, various processes, inclusive of a formal referendum, shall be implemented towards arriving at the appropriate political and economic configurations of their territories regarding the composition of states or regions or regions. 4, the current federal administration and the state government as they presently are shall do all that would be necessary towards the effective takeoff of a newly reconfigured government at the federal and regional levels on the effective date to be agreed upon, but not later than October 1st, 2023. This was in 2021. Oh. So now it's now modified, and it's modified and reintroduced on the 29th of May, 2024. I told you, that's a long read, but I'm glad that, we've read that. We've put that here. So some of you who possibly, to so many of us who possibly laugh all through when I was reading all of that, okay? And then you've heard about it, but you do not know you don't have a clue what the content is. The link is in the comment section. Use it, read it, okay? Somebody drafted that a while back. And from what we have been told, it seems that they are pushing something like that in the National Assembly of Nigeria. And immediately that came out. People were like, no, it's just a distraction, John. It's absolute nonsense, Baba. I said, well, with the latest, development that you are seeing in Nigeria, this one shouldn't you shouldn't get caught unaware on this. You are currently being led by people who are so unscrupulous and mischievous too. So whatever the end goal is, right? Keep your eyes peeled like that, open. But if they decided to kind of push this, well, I would say that's good. Let's give it a shot. Let them start with the attempt to actually have a real constitution where referendum and all. Somebody said this sounded so too good to be true. I know. It's more or less like, this could only be probably written by somebody like Maiyegun. Because people who are currently in charge of Nigeria, they will never want to do anything like that. Ever. Never. But there is something they can do, which is, if they test the water, they have dropped it now. If they test the water and all of you begin to kind of deliberate it and begin to kind of say, it's like people like the idea. Okay? So in that act, if you have been president before, it doesn't matter. Okay? You have the chance of becoming the president again. All you have to do is just to have just make sure that your political party has the majority in the National Assembly so that they can keep electing you as their leader. You'll be the president. So as the president of the country, now you go appoint the prime minister. And you have the chance of spending 12 years. So some people who saw it earlier, that was what they first saw, which is the third term agenda of Thiefnubu. And they are testing the water now. In fact, we are reacting now, are we not? We are. But the point here is this. When I don't want you to completely, I don't want you to outrightly just push it aside Maiyegun is not in Charade. No. Pay attention to detail. Pay attention to the happenings. It's so important you do, so that you don't turn around later and be like, this one remain. How is this one priority? Let me show you something. When Kolu met with the Arewa Consultative Forum, and he was talking to them about his priorities, and he told them that his priority was to return you back to the old anthem. He's done that now. So returning you back to regional system that is not the 1960s. You know, there are so many Yorubas who are asking that we should return back to 1963 constitution, Republican constitution, where you have regional system. Okay? But here is the point. Thiefnubu can actually take, he said he's still going to take you to so many bags. He said it. Now, he's probably going to take you back to 1963. But it's never going to be the same 1963 that you have in mind. It's going to be Thiefnubu's created 1963. And like this, Unago opener is the watch. So he told them, he said, let me play you this. I know you don't like seeing this face, okay, but you've seen a video where he was asking that they should try and speak, the Arewas should try and call the governors too. That he is doing his own best. They should call the governors too to come and do something about the poor people, right? Then he was talking about the national anthem that he just changed. And many other things he's still going to. We must. Let me use this as my break, okay? I know you don't like his face, but you just have to watch this.
January or from February or from March, April, May. You are still my brothers and sisters. I know deep down in your heart, you watched the election drama played out. So many of you voted for me. Those who disagree with me voted the other way. But I'm here. And I thank all of you, particularly God Almighty, for placing me here. I've listened to the statistics. Yes, you voted massively for me. I got here with that mandate. But that shouldn't be the end of it. So for you to come this time of the year to congratulate me, combined prayers and fellowship for the first year in office. You have making early strikes to remind me of my promise to pay attention to the need of Nigeria. Yes, identity problem is the North or the South. To me, I don't see that. I see humanity. All God has put us together. There's no doubt that we are going to be one. Let me allude to something that happened yesterday. The change of national anthem. Nigeria will hate it. Some people say, okay, so what? Is that your priority? It's my priority. I agree with the National Assembly. If they make law, I got to obey that law. Or we disagree openly and close the chapter. But the question of diversity. Who gave us the name Nigeria? Is it not Britain or somewhere? Have we changed our name? We are Nigerians. Our passport shows that. As long as we are Nigerians and one family, we remain and protect our diversity and love one another as brothers and sisters. Thank you, sir. For all that you are doing, for Nigeria to be united. I'm glad the SGF had mentioned the appointment. I don't see it as the North and South. I see it as a Nigerian project. The question of who you are, you have no control over it. It is God Almighty that put you in that particular place and make you a member of that family. You have no control over it. When I came begging for votes, I didn't say vote for me as a Yoruba man. I say vote for me as a Bola Ahmed Thiefnubu, one of you. Accept me. And I could see the result. I'm handing on to that mandate jealously. And I'm working my heart out. And I promise you, I still work harder. The question of out of school children is unacceptable. Education is a tool against poverty. That brought so many of us here.
That's not bad. It's not, it's it is a clowning element, right? I know not what he's saying. I'm talking about how he's saying them, right? It's not like the type that just get you so angry, so annoying and all that. You're supposed to be angry. Okay? Thiefnubu is every time you see Thiefnubu on your screen is a reminder of the calamity that has befallen Nigeria, and it's going to remain so for another 8 years, or sorry, another 7 years. And if he has his way, his third term, it could actually be extended to another 12 years. Now, don't give madman. You don't give cutlass to madman. It's easier to give a cutlass to a madman. To collect the cutlass, not the real job. Okay? So yeah, Kolu was talking to the Arewa consultative people, the Arewa forum. And it was in his element, of course. So it was like talking more about, like random things. But again, it was just talking like randomly, generally, and all of that. But he's more comical than deluded. But at the same time, pure full of lies. Okay? So I have more. But don't worry. I won't give you everything at the same time. So I don't get too upset, angry this early. So I'll take you to Kano, just briefly. Okay, let's go to Kano. Today, you've been following the development in Kano, where they now have 2 emirs. So we have the emir admin, emir arcade. We have the emir of Nasarawa and Emir of Kano. So today, in the first week after the Wahala started, the 15th Emir, Adubayoro, who now lives in a small palace in Nasarawa, as well as the Sanusi, who is now the Emir, the 16th Emir, well, he is 14th, and he's also the 16th Emir. Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, who lives in the big palace in Kano. So today is the first Friday, and usually it is the Emir that prays. Excuse me, it is the Emir that leads prayer in Kano. And I think it's the same in almost all of the places the Emir leads, right? Anyway, they now send invitation. Well, I started yesterday when they said, Adubayoro said he was coming to Kano to come and lead the prayer today. No, you are not. You are no longer the Emir. So the Wahala as we speak was that the police had to quickly jump in and say, no, Alaji Bayero, you can't go to Kano. Because Sanusi also issued an invitation letter to people to come, that he will be leading a prayer in Kano today. So in order to avoid the clash of emirs, like Ija Emir, to avoid the clash of the emirs, they were able to persuade Bayero to go and pray in a different mosque, to go and lead other people in different mosque. While Lamido Sanusi was also allowed to go and lead his own prayer, Jumat prayer in Kano today. If not, sorry, you remember all those, when I was still in Nigeria, right? When they had, when these Yoruba movies, right? Stuff like this, they would don't do the movie. I don't know if they have not even done it already. Ija. And now you will see Yoruba movie makers within a week. What happened in Kano? They would do it. I mean, they would have produced a movie for it, and they would give it a title: Ija Emir. Ladies and gentlemen, there is this new Wongbonge movie that has just been released. It is called Ija Emir, where one Emir was Emir last night, and he woke up the following morning. He's no longer Emir, and he didn't believe it. Starring Odunlade Adekola, Ojopagogo, and this and that. Grab your copy now. Kind of. You go don't see Ija Emir. Ẹ wá wo jà ní gboro, ẹ wá wo jà ní Kano. Nígbà tí Emir di méjì, ẹ̀rù ń bà kan. Bayero àti Sanusi, Emir Sanusi, Emir Bayero. Ija Emir, out now. Grab your copy now. Unfortunately, I don't know if people still have the money to produce all those cheap movies, because Shimokparoni. You know what I'm talking? I don't know what it is like now in Nigeria, but back then, when I was still in Nigeria, they produced movie in 2 days. Give it title. Emir Yari, you go get title like Emir Yari. Emir don't vex. Kind of. Anyway, let me take you to Kano. Oh, no, let me take you to Nasarawa first. And I want you to meet the 15th Emir of Kano, who is now the Emir of Nasarawa, going to the Juma today to lead prayer. In life concept, man.
Ja zamanin ka, la tsona idan makiya, tsona idan makiya.
That's the 15th Emir of Kano. But Papa, come on now. They say you no be Emir again. Abi, come on the bed sheets, dress normally, live your life. Like, must you be Emir? Like, it can't be like, say, okay, I don't have any other job. What do you want me to do if I am not Emir? Papa, open YouTube channel. Start telling people about your experience when you were Emir. Tell people that former emir. All these things, all this drama, I don't understand. Like, there can't be two emirs in a place, right? Eh? Come out the bed sheets, come out everything, dress normally, enjoy your life. Tell all these people all these people around you to go home. You're tired of all these things. Live normally. I don't know. I don't know if that's not easy, Sha. Because if not me, I go down, like, come out the bed sheet, come out everything, like, you see my face. But the emir admin, that one emir arcade, emir of Nasarawa. And this is the one that is the political emir of Kano. All of this, so because of politics, so. So that is the emir in the bigger palace and the bigger mosque. The one that has the political backing to be called emir, Sanusi. You know. Anyway, I saw these women protesting in Abuja. And I want you to listen to them. In this whole thing, them be APC. APC.
APC! Progress! APC concern women! Progress! APC concern...
They say women leader APC, native. And they want the party to remove him. APC...
APC! Progress! APC concern women! Progress! APC concern women! Progress! Good morning, members of the press. My name is Thiefnubu. We are here this morning to register our displeasure about the APC women leader. We can no longer continue with a leader that is self-centered. Yes. We are tired. Yes. Instead of promoting the party, she's busy promoting her NGO. Yes. We are tired. We cannot continue. Yes. Can you imagine nominating a husband for appointment? University of Port Harcourt board. We can't continue. Instead of promoting the party, she's busy promoting her NGO. We won't take it. Yes, she APC women leader must go. She must go. APC women leader must go. She must go. We don't want her again. If she knows that she don't want to work for the masses, she should please resign. Yes. We don't want incompetent leaders. We don't want self-centered leaders. She was elected to that office to work for the masses. She was there, she was elected there to work for the masses, not for herself. Yes. We don't need her any longer. Yes. If she don't want to work for us, she should resign. Yes. She should resign. Yes. APC women leader must go. APC women leader must go.
Wahala not too much. Eh? Okay, APC women leader must go. Even you yourself, APC women leader, go. Abacha.
We have come to the point when the situation can no longer be tolerated. It is in the overall national interest that these unpatriotic acts being perpetuated by the leadership of Nupeng and Pangasing be dealt with decisively. Accordingly, the executive of both unions, the Nupeng and the Pangasing, at both national and state levels are hereby dissolved. This action is with immediate effect. A sole administrator will be appointed immediately to oversee the affairs of both.
Is hereby dissolved, is hereby cancelled, is hereby prescribed, is hereby this or that. Or may cancel Nigeria can prescribe Nigeria and give us a breather. Okay? The NLC and TUC, they have now declared an indefinite industrial action in Nigeria, starting from the midnight of the 3rd of June, Monday, the midnight of Sunday, the midnight of June, which is 3rd on Monday. It's confusing, right? Because Thiefnubu don't carry them bobo. Thiefnubu was said to have told them that they were offering the Nigerian workers 60,000 naira minimum wage, right? So the NLC says that is such a ridiculous offer. But they are not even like offering them because they will not even attend meetings. Even though the media says they want to pay 60. NLC is asking for 600,000, 650,000 naira minimum wage. And the Thiefnubu camp said NLC and TUC are not being realistic. So they stopped meeting them. Here we are. Yesterday, the NLC said they met. And none of the serious people that will make decisions from Thiefnubu's government attended the meeting. So they have no option than to announce today that may everybody go learn work you, because there will be indefinite strike from Monday. I don't even know if that's going to be effective, but listen.
No representation from government. There was no...
Hang on. I have a request, okay? Now, if you by any chance, right, if you're watching this video on YouTube, you will realize that we are like already over 2,000 people watching on YouTube, okay? So if you could take a minute, right, to go and pay your offering, just go like the video. We only have about 600 people. So please take it to 1,000 before everybody start going to bed, because you know soon they go to bed now. NLC.
No representation from government. There was no substantive ministers in that meeting. They all had representatives without mandates, apart from the Minister of State for Labor, that is actually the conciliator. There was no representation from the federal government. There was no representation from the state government. So technically, they abandoned the meeting. So getting to the meeting, there was nobody to offer anything. So they still remain adamant on the 60,000 naira. So we're now wondering, why did they invite us for the meeting? Now we attended this meeting as patriots, as people that love Nigeria and love Nigerians as well. But government on its own refused to do anything much more. Even a kobo was not added to the 60,000 naira that they proposed on Tuesday, that we rightfully rejected. And gentlemen, you remember very well that, gentlemen of the press, you remember very well that we issued an ultimatum, 1st of May 2024, during the May Day rally, on 2 items. Number 1, the electricity tariff hike, as well as the minimum wage. For the electricity tariff hike, you remember clearly that on the 13th of May, we had a protest to NEROC and to some of the discos, registering our displeasure. You know that up till today, there is no word from the government. Even the Minister of Power never deemed it fit to even invite us for us to sit down and have that conversation. Because our demand was that there should be a reversal from 225 naira per kilowatt down to where it was before, 66 naira per kilowatt. So, gentlemen of the press, we are calling on government to be much more responsive to the plight of the Nigerian workers. We are calling on them that the hardship that we are currently facing is as a result of the policies that were brought about by this government that we felt were not well thought out. And also, what has fed into this that we all know is quite obvious. The removal of fuel subsidy, the flotation of naira, and the increment of electricity price hike. So, gentlemen of the press, if you could remember, we had a meeting, a National Executive Council meeting of the NLC as well as the TUC, where we were further charged that the leadership should take charge and will take all actions to call government to order at the end of the expiration of the ultimatum. Today is 31st of May 2024, and this night the ultimatum expires. So, gentlemen of the press, we are hereby declaring the commencement of a nationwide industrial action, a nationwide strike, effective from Monday, June 3rd, 2024. And this strike shall be indefinite. And this strike shall be on until we have a new national minimum wage, until government is serious and also the tariff increment in electricity is reversed. We are united on this. We believe that this is the way forward. We believe this is the time, as we have done over the years, to consistently stand with the working class of Nigeria, because they have been battered and they have been downtrodden the way it has been from May 29th till date. So, comrades, gentlemen of the press, that is actually our stand on this. So, by midnight on Monday, June 3rd, we shall embark on a nationwide. Sunday midnight, we shall embark on a nationwide strike, effective Sunday midnight, June 2nd, 2024. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Midnight is 10 already. Sunday midnight will be 10 already. It's already into Monday. It will be 10. It's correct.
Yeah. So if you are doing it, it will be 0001 hours on the 3rd, on Monday 3rd of May 2024.
Of June.
They won't finish the guy. So, if you have money now, please start buying food and buying supplies for your homes. I don't know if that's even an advice that can be given to everyone now, without it sounding like I am mocking you. Yeah? Say, Amo, you need to go and stock food for house now. I say, which food? Which house? Food now for your house. There's going to be strike. Oh, Benny, I beg Jara, you show wine meaning. Are you trying to laugh at us? Which one is go and buy food? Go and buy stock buy your house, stock buy waiting. With what? I don't know. I just thought I should advise you, because if they go on strike now and you are unable to get stuff, that's why I'm advising you to go and stock up now, because Monday is just 48 hours away. Thereabout. So, but yeah, on the part of Kolu, said you should all try and hold other people too. He has done his best. Okay? You should hold other people too. He told those people in that gathering. Let's go back to Kolu when he was with the Arewa Consultative Forum. Again.
I think government have taken the appointment. We should collaborate with you. And here we are. We are still building Nigeria. And I'm glad you are here today, emphasizing the need for development. Yes, what you mentioned in your remark is true. The infrastructure decay is unacceptable. The reflection of poverty in the North is unacceptable. It is the interest of Nigeria to make sure that we pay attention to the cause and eradicate the reason for that situation. Because this country reflected our diversity. As long as we are together, and we have to be together. We have to pay attention to every nook and cranny of the country. Not from the north, we are from the south, we are from the south, and everything. It's a matter of constitutional cheating. We should see ourselves as one. Our diversity is not unique to us. We get over it. And our strength and opportunity is in our population. One thing I need to really appeal for, I want to thank so many of my colleagues in the cabinet. Yes, I'm the boss, I chose them. I can relieve them of their duty anytime I feel they are failing. But we are together talking about Nigeria. We are not talking about just one school in Sokoto or Jigawa. We are talking about education throughout the country. And we're looking for a day that we will be able to send that girl from Isaleko to Karanamuda boarding school and feel safe and secured. That brings me to an NSA, Nuri Badu. Working for the security, peace and stability of this country. Thank you very much. You are doing a good job. It's not easy. Banditry. Everything may be smooth. You will see in the last few weeks and months is going down. But it takes one strike. Everybody wants to be secured. We need to invest more in technology. And it is very expensive. We will do it. I promise you. We will put our heart and soul in place to ensure Nigeria is secured and the citizens are protected. On the project mentioned, the AKK project, the dredging of Niger River.
Sorry, like, I don't know if it's just me, okay? Every time I listen to Thiefnubu, right, I see a man, right, who is trying, who, number one, he probably hasn't taken a, although he's a con man, no, right? He's a fraud, you know, he's a con man, like a fraudster, okay? So he could be acting, no doubt. However, right, I see a man who is not sure, right, that he is the president of a country. So he still kind of, he has a number one, he lacks authority or legitimacy. So the way he talks, it's like the way grandpa would talk. When the, you know, grandpas are always like people who kind of can lament, complain about things if you have a chat with them a lot, right? So, but not president. That's supposed to be your president, okay? But yeah, we must, Alaye, you are the president. You should be saying what you have done. I don't know why that is so hard, because number one, they have nothing to say they have done. Because I would expect a president of a country to, when you sit down with people, right? Because you are the one who is doing all this, right? So you will be able to say, oh, listen, you are from Sokoto? Say, yeah, we are from Sokoto, delegate from Sokoto. Oh, amazing. Are you aware what we have done in Sokoto in the last 1 year alone? That we have managed to do this, and that for women, for children, in the area of education, in the area of healthcare, and most especially in the area of security. When was the last time you heard about insecurity in Sokoto? And they will say, that's why we are here to say thank you. We've not heard anything insecurity in Sokoto in the last 1 year. So you should be able to tell them what you are doing. Not that we must, this is our country. We must all come together and diversity and talking all that nonsense. But anyway, I kind of like, you know, I like hearing him when I want to laugh. Then when I want to get you to see the problem of Nigeria, I like playing him too. I like playing his video, showing you. I have 2 more, but I'm going to keep that for myself for next time. So what happened is that I will put a hold on this now. I'm going to open the line so that we can have expressive convo. However, we have heard that the governor of Abia State, Alex Otti, is offering 25 million naira for information that can lead to the arrest and prosecution of those who killed 5 soldiers in the state. While he's spending money to get the killers, which is not bad, I hope Alex Otti will do all his best to make sure that all those people that are going to be assaulted, attacked, or even killed by the Nigerian army as they are getting ready, that Alex Otti doesn't give them the green light to do that, or give them the free hand to do that, to speak out and scream out and tell them. We've seen them already harassing and arresting innocent people on the streets, breaking into people's homes, okay, looking for the gunmen that kill soldiers. So Alex Otti should invest more in that and protect, protect the right of the Abians, especially in Aba, where the Nigerian army and Alex Otti himself, right, should possibly save enough money on intelligence and understand that this killing is not actually staged by the intending 3rd columnist or 5th columnist, those who are probably coming to activate the kind of a terror that they unleashed in Imo State, which later led to the people of Olu Osu having been killed and attacked and assaulted as many times as possible. Now they are now at the mercy of Oplesus Odingba, who has now decided to create a Ruga in their communities, on their land. Same thing is happening in Enugu. It is happening in Ebonyi. It happened in Ebonyi, and it is still happening in Ebonyi. So Alex Otti, we hope you will help your people by ensuring that whatever is being cooked on Abia, you don't get carried away in the name of trying to help those who probably staged something to get Abia State back in the hole. I don't know where that's coming from. I just felt like something is off. I've done my bit on this story this afternoon. I'll leave the rest to those who probably want to react to it. So let me go make myself another cup of tea. Chinedu and the African Wahala, two of you, thank you for your generosity. I got your super chats. Bless you. And to everyone else who is yet to actually really pay their own offering, like the video, please come on now. Go do that as we prepare to take calls tonight. That could be your own call. I'll be right back.
Disable, àtisètè, àti ń parọ́ tipẹ́, àtisètè, tìtò òdìmú òdodo òsì mọ́, àtisètè, kágbàdé fálárè, àtisètè, kágbẹ̀bí fálárè, àtisètè, adájọ́ ń parọ́ torí owó, àtisètè, òdìlú ń parọ́ nítorí ipò, àtisètè, èdò gbówó ń tẹ́, àtisètè, ìjà ń jà aráàlú, àtisètè. Disable, àtisètè.
Anyway, thank you so much to every one of you who decided to, who has liked the broadcast though. Thank you. I appreciate that. And indeed, the line okay, hang on. Let me unlock that. Let me leave it that long. Okay. So my line is currently opened, and it's that number on that screen +447706922321. That is the number to the studio. And please, if you haven't really shared this, even though you're coming on late or you're doing it late, you can still pretty much share this and invite your. Oh, sorry, just missed you. All right. So again, what was that again that I put up earlier? Okay, one moment. Give me 1 second. Call.
Is with Gary. I saw you in Jigawa talking about weeds and all of that on TV. What is an elixir? Is housing industry that will create jobs. But until we
No, I don't want to use that yet. Okay. So there was something I needed to quickly tap and then tidy up. All right. So yeah, the line should be working now. Let's see. I think I have a caller. That must be CA. Is that you? Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun, I can hear you.
I can hear you too, but how are you, Baba?
Oh, yeah, this is CA. Fine, CA from Atlanta.
That's brilliant, Baba. Just CA, how are you today?
Yeah.
Or this evening, rather?
Oh, good. Yes, it's about
Brilliant.
5:07 in Atlanta PM.
Mm-hmm.
Day, sunny day. Oh, yeah. Maiyegun, I saw your good job once again. I mean, I don't know how you keep doing it every day. I mean, it's your patience and the way you go through the details. Reading that proposal is amazing. But I smell, like you said, we know they're like what they call booby traps. I think what is happening here is 2027, Maiyegun. That's what I smell. I smell 2027. That's what I feel. I smell, they know that they've failed massively. It's a colossal failure from this government.
So they want to start telling us the idea of regionalism.
Yes.
Instead of restructuring,
I told you,
of that, it will be regionalism.
I told you this guy is brilliant. I told you it's going to work. He has a plan. Look at what he brought out. I told you, this man knows what he's doing. I know it. That's why I voted for him. I know Thiefnubu. I know that. I trust him. So that is nonsense. Nothing's going to happen.
It's absolute nonsense.
You can mark my word. It will go to the National Assembly. Of course, you know how it is.
One of them came out to deny it now. They know they don't have any copy of that too. I know they don't have it
okay.
yet, too. It's not with them.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
and look at...
And most of the time when they deny, is actually when you should begin to look at them very well.
Yes. And the forces behind this country will never allow that. You think the Fulani not... The ruling Fulani class will allow this?
You know now, when I was reading
they can never.
That, you know that
it's not possible.
Too good to be true. Like, we didn't let this happen.
I was
like,
listening.
All these governors now gone. Are you serious? Okay.
I was just listening. I was driving. I was driving home from work.
Too good
I was driving home from work. I was just listening. I was just shaking my head. I was just laughing and shaking my head. Maiyegun, let every reader, every listener mark my words. This is a mere trumped up, cooked up nonsense.
Propaganda.
To divert attention, to get people talking, to give us talking points. Already the national anthem, put aside the 1 year failure of Thiefnubu. We're talking of national anthem. The 1 year failure is gone.
Because everybody talking about the national anthem. Those for those against. Nobody is actually scrutinizing the failure.
No. A country where Agbado is more expensive than rice. That means like I said, we're in trouble. A country where beans is expensive more than rice, we're in trouble. A country where Gary is more expensive than rice, we're in big trouble, Maiyegun. So these are the points. The only achievement they have
is that
in their own record is yes, and the coastal highway, what they call it.
But that one is a promise now. That one is a promissory note.
No. To them, it's an achievement. Thiefnubu to say, I started the war. Can't you see? Can't you see? They passed that road yesterday. I saw Caterpillar walking. Bulldozer walking. I told this man going to work. That's the only achievement so far. So, to me, this is nonsense. It's nonsense. That's why I said I must just call, man, because I was just waiting for you when you were reading. I said, I was just laughing. Like, it's not going to happen.
They actually really do.
It's not going to happen.
Forward. With time shall tell.
No, it's not going to happen.
Thank you so much.
So Para, Maiyegun, so Para is now in the northwest. I mean, Para is no more in the south.
North central. They put them.
Wow. Okay, Maiyegun, thank you very much.
God bless you. See you. Thank you too. Now, it sounded too good to be true, and they said if it is too good to be true, then it is. When you are dealing with criminals like APC, don't leave any info unattended. Okay? Because it's like abracadabra. They do a lot with one hand, and you are busy following it. But the real thing is happening on the other hand. That's what they are doing. Pay attention to everything. Even when the whole thing sounds like ridiculous, it doesn't make any sense. That is exactly the exact reason why you have to pay attention, because they know you won't, especially if you don't think it's normal, then they will do it. Hello there.
Hey, Maiyegun Paul speaking from Belgium.
Hello.
How are you?
Adeo, Baba. How are you too?
I'm fine. And how is the family?
We are here. We thank God. Thanks for asking, though.
Yeah, it's nice speaking to you again. In fact, these people are a total joke.
I tell you.
You know, they like you rightly say, break everything up. There is nothing like regional rule or this or that. It doesn't make any sense. That is number one. Number two, concerning I think it was in the afternoon you did about the soldiers that were killed.
In Aba?
Now, yes. Now, the issue is a lot of people are condemning the act.
Yes.
But the question is, why should the military people be in towns and in villages? What are they doing there?
Because they've militarized the eastern Nigeria, and that too should be condemned. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because in fact, I started traveling as far back as 1980 outside Nigeria to other countries. Of all the places I have gone to, I never see the military walking on the street, or I hardly can see them, even where I'm living now. I hardly can see any military. You know, the only time I saw military, like in Belgium where I'm living, because there was a time there was a bomb blast in Brussels airport.
Like a terror attack.
So, yes, so they condoned where you drop off passengers in front of the airport. They condoned it off entirely. And immediately built an emergency drop-off away from the airport, a little bit away from the airport. So, and they were guiding that place for almost more than 1 year. But now if you go there, you don't see them anymore. So there is a gadget they set in the entrance of the airport, you know. So they installed a kind of box, and it's only police people that you see there because there is a police station in the airport itself, you know. So I don't see the reason why, if not that they are there to be collecting money, even the ones in the north, although they are few. Why should a policeman internally be on the road? Are you a tax collector?
Honestly.
Are you a tax collector?
Even do worse than that. You see what they do, what they perpetrate in Eastern Nigeria is worse than just collecting tax. What they subject people to, right? Sometimes they can tell everybody to come down from their cars and trek for like about 33 kilometers, raising up their hands.
Are we in a military rule or a democratic rule? Because this is inhuman. It's inhuman. You know, it's inhuman. I don't understand the kind of democracy these people are operating. Is it different from the other ones other countries are operating? The West, is that how they do democracy?
Everybody knows it's not. But Nigeria's issue always defy all logics. They don't make any sense. But they continue.
Yeah, normally they should not change. They should, in fact, change the thing to either democracy for the Senate by the representatives and for the executive.
Yes. So that people should stop deceiving themselves that they are in a democracy. And then begin to ask themselves, she democracy lele? She democracy lele ya democracy demo? Is this one democracy or crazy demo? Like, you know.
No, it's not for the people. It's for the Senate by the president, by the Senate, by the House of Rep, and for the president. So that's what democracy is in Nigeria. Because when you subdue the people, the subject you are leading, why do you now call it a democracy? You know, no equality, there is no justice, and yeah, everything is done haphazardly. The son of a poor man cannot rise up to become a president. Is that? It's a total sham. You know, there is no dignity. You know, and the funny thing is that
we are living in a banana republic. I don't know what a banana republic feels like. But I don't think it's anything nice. It's a place. You see, yesterday, a professor, Jibril Ibrahim, right? He said that people don't even understand something. The issue of Nigeria right now is not whether Thiefnubu is performing or not. The issue with Nigeria right now is that Nigeria has no government at all levels. And it's a place where everyone and anyone can do whatever they want. I'm talking about those in office, so with no fear of any sort of repercussion or consequences. And that's the state of Nigeria now. Baba.
Yeah, we have entered one chance, but the issue is that irrespective of, for me as a person, if irrespective of somebody who is at the helm of leadership, like the whether from the north, from the south, from the east, whatever, wherever the person comes from, if the person let him rule for 100 years, but if the people are not complaining and there is good governance, to your tent, O Israel.
It is to your tent, O Israel.
So what is my business? If people live comfortably, there is light, there is a hospital, the education is.
Going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting who is in power or not. Who cares?
Nobody is going to talk to any tribe or across anyone. Everything is moving on fine. The time in Nigeria had independence, and in fact, when people finished school, they had job.
And now, so we were told, though, people like us didn't witness that. So they said some people, like before they even finish job, finish school, they beg them with job. Would you do this? Would you do that, sir?
I finished school at 1980.
Yeah.
When I finished school I could have easily gotten a job because my uncle is late now. He used to be in charge of customs, immigration, and prisons. He was general because I'm from Uguta in Imo State. So he held that position. It's my uncle. In fact, he gave a lot of my village people work during that era.
Possibly become a senior. In fact, you probably have retired by now. You would have spent like 44 years in service. You probably have vended papers. Wow. Yeah.
My late junior sister worked in customs, but she's late now.
Oh, bless
you know. So, but I didn't. My dad
would rather just leave the entire place. You went on the travel since the 80s, 1980.
No, I was then playing with Sharks. I was in Sharks of Port Harcourt.
Oh, you were a footballer too.
Yeah, I played for Sharks of Port and left Sharks, played the Iwanyanwu, and then went to Lagos to play for ACB before I left.
Bless you. Well, you never really took it professionally afterward, no?
Yeah, it was a kind because it's the football that brought me to Belgium anyway. Oh, you understand?
Then that that balances it, sir. I mean, you know,
I didn't play in the premiership of Belgium team, but at least I played in the second division. But in Nigeria, I played Nigerian junior national team. You know, so it's I played in the Flying
Eagles. What you call the good old days. You are the people that can say, "Oh, good old days." People like us don't have good old days. Nigeria was messed up. We are those in between.
Maiyegun. 1980, when I finished school, when I joined Sharks, from town, that's town Port Harcourt to Borokiri, was 10 kobo. 10 kobo.
For transport?
It was 10 kobo. Yes, bus in Port Harcourt. And Port Harcourt I think, is one of the cheapest then in Nigeria. you know, compared to Lagos. 10 kobo from town to Borokri.
Wow.
You know, so, and to eat in a hotel, you might not even spend more than 30 kobo. It was then very good. You know, that was when money had value. Okay, my salary then, you know, was about 80 naira
a month.
A month, sports council. Then our match allowances, if you draw home, you get five naira
Each player.
If you win away, you get 10. No, if you win home, you get 10. If you win away, you get 15 naira.
Wow.
So most times we weren't even touching our salary. Because the money, it was enough for us. You know, if you, more especially in a month, if you win 2 games and draw 1 and lose 1. So we are having a lot of money, and the money was more than, and the place we are staying is free. It's from the River State Sports Council building. Each person has his own room and parlor. You know, very comfortable.
Self-contained like that, comfortable.
You know, so but look at how the whole thing is now.
It is a different story now, and even those who are probably listening to you right now, they are there like salivating, like, oh, that's something like the time, because you know,
like a lot of my mates, there are some of them now that are in US, some in Canada, some you know, I think United Kingdom also, you know. So it was pretty a good period, but I don't know what had become Nigeria now. You know, everything is in shambles. Nothing working.
It's how these guys are going. If they are not stopped, then
the whole institutions has collapsed, including the football itself. Everything has collapsed.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, and thanks so much for sharing that with us. Because sometimes when you talk about these things, people think we are talking about 1800. This is just a few years back, and the end of the clock got turned until we found ourselves here. Unfortunately,
the thing is so rapid. Honestly speaking, it's so rapid.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
sir.
thank you.
Okay.
Good night. Good night. Have a nice day.
And you too, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's a very brilliant one, though, right? And that's one thing about the MaiyegunsDiary Politico. Okay, if you watch Maiyegun, right, there is no way that you spend like that an hour or two that you won't have a story, an event or happening that somehow you can relate with. And then people call in to share their own personal experience. I'm talking about personal, not a year. That makes it more original. I love you all, honestly. A participant, though. Here. I think, is that Adiola, by the way?
Yes, sir. That's Adiola speaking.
Adiola, dear brother.
I'm very fine. I don't even know what to say tonight. I think I'll start by saying this Lagos saying on when you're scamsing at Delilah.
Scamsing and Delilah. A bunch of descendant of Elijah Mo. There we are, Baba.
Oh, yeah, what scamsing at Delilah?
Scamsing.
Man, see, man, I don't know what twilight zone those guys are living in. They just overnight they just pulled out of the hat all of a sudden, and they want to vote on it and pass it. I'm thinking, because I actually read it, to be honest with you.
Did you?
I did.
It's like it's too good to be true, right? Then you're like, okay, like they want to like
the one that I really enjoyed.
Let's see.
The one I even enjoyed looking at was the section for the resources. For the first line charge, that means this percentage goes to the federal government.
15%.
50%, exactly. And you also have all the resources in with full autonomy of those regions.
Regions, territories. You know the one with the must be, the one that must me, right? Like, Baba, is that one that said, if anybody now decide and they want to be part of this anymore, they want to be a sovereign one, they are free to, and then we must approve it. I was like, that one is good, you guys. We won't have to fight again.
There's no need.
They declare a Jebu nation. That's how good it looks, right? And that's what will save us from killing ourselves. It is not that it is impossible, but if they are pushing it, then we believe they are lying. Because indeed,
but there's an article, because I actually went to do a quick research on the news of the release of that draft,
right?
That draft bill, and from Punch newspaper, it says that the House of Reps has disowned the trending draft bill for discussion. So there is that. So I'm thinking, you know what? If it sounds too good to be true, then it is too good to be true. It is too good to be true, because when you started the conversation, we all knew that all those positions of ministers will go.
You see, governors, all these governors with that
governors
told money to contest election.
Governors will go.
1 year after, you are telling them that they should go. Go where?
Governors will go. Governors will just disappear overnight. Boom, it's gone. Ministers, boom, no minister, no, nothing's gone. And those are the positions that is chopping money in this in Nigeria.
Yes, sir.
That is what they spend all the expenses on, all the salaries, all their benefits, and the ones that is legal and illegal. So for them to bring this bill out, maybe it's just to fulfill all righteousness. This is my point. Maybe it's a way to fulfill all righteousness, whereby make be say we don't do anything. This is my point. Maybe we just throw it out there. Not that we want to push
says that maybe that's what they want the agenda to be from now on.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody will be talking about regionalism. Okay, and then before you know it, they are likely going to now say, "Oh, this person is against regional system. We are in support. So we want to do it." They don't have any plan. They don't have any idea of how to do it. But since they have already dropped the land back, people are already giving opinions. So everybody don't share their this on that, right? And they will be looking for those that's against it. And they'll say, we would have done it, but you hear them.
I think for me I'm just thinking with my logical heart on top and thinking, who clearly is demanding this regional system? Is it our so-called leaders or the people? So I think for me, it will make all the sense in the world if people actually agitate for their own constitution. Exactly. Then for me, it's much more valid in terms of, I know there's mileage in that. When people are fed up and they demand that we return back to 1963 amended one that was amended from 1960. So I think I would be more comfortable. That is those are the people, exactly, because those are people, if you demand for something, that means you inherently you will benefit from it. It's my point. But there isn't any clear demand.
You want, and you know what you want,
sure what you want.
To go for what you want. That's why you're asking for it, right?
That's what you're asking for. So the people will demand for it and they will benefit from it, and they will use that opportunity to get rid of all these positions of ministerial appointments and all the positions of governors, because it will now be a region. It will now be a regional system.
There will be no governors in Yoruba land.
There are no governors.
What you have is probably mostly what you have in Yoruba land will be a premier.
Is the premier. Is the premier, and he would be able to
first minister, like we do in
first minister. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
You say, okay, yeah, we can't call you premier, we can't call you president. Okay, let's call you first minister.
And he will be in charge of paying all the nurses and doctors. Exactly. And we'll be in charge of paying all the doctors and nurses and all the civil servants in that region. And we'll have
local security, policing, and all of that will be yours.
I think it's just posturing, Maiyegun, at the very best. It's just political posturing.
Yeah.
Just posturing.
You know,
just exactly, just political posturing. Just put, you're putting a document that you yourself, there isn't any demand from your own side. That demand will not favor you. That demand for regionalism will not favor this government, because that is where all their resources is coming from, all their wealth is coming from. So why do you want to get rid of something that is working for you, that is unjust, to something that is just? So I don't think it will see the light of day.
They are just testing water. And
when
the
people
fact that
demand
we have it now in the diary, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if because you know how they do their things now, right? They drop it now, okay? Then in 2026, they will just pull it out again. When everybody don't forget, pull it out again, and it will just become trending again. So I want this to be a reminder for everybody in the
exactly
that we will never be part of those that will join them in saying, what if it's
exactly
what if it's
exactly
your mouth is not? That's what we say.
People need to demand.
Okay, so,
people need to demand this. If people demand it, then I know that yes, it has mileage. But in a case whereby they're just putting it out there just to fulfill all righteousness, they're not going to pursue it. They're not going to do anything about it. Their minds are fixed in the next election and how to rotate it amongst themselves. So this, for me, is dead on arrival.
A distraction.
So to be honest with you, it's dead.
He said it's a distraction. Pay attention.
He's not even up to it.
Is about to happen.
He's not even up to it. See, Maiyegun, in my point of view, I don't even think it's a distraction.
No.
Because people are now aware of it. Nobody's pushing it. There isn't any voice that is pushing this regional.
It was dropped this afternoon. That is why.
Well, but they drop Lambda.
You get like Lambda. Today is the first day. It's not even up to a day. They dropped. I was live when they dropped it. So they dropped it around 5 o'clock.
They drop Lambda. How about they drop Lambda for us?
You get
drop Lambda.
When they drop Lambda for 4 a.m., 3 a.m., where everybody don't they sleep.
Oh, they drop. They drop. Maiyegun, they drop better Lambda. Better.
They should try another one. I know. So thank you so much.
May I leave you? God bless you, sir. Enjoy. God bless you.
Adeola. Now that's our own Adeola there. See, I have my own theory, like all of you. I have my own theory. I think something is going to happen this coming week. And you see, this one is just like testing the water before then. I don't know what it is, but something is cooking. This is not coincident. Okay? I'm talking about, I have seen this before, by the way. I have seen this this constitution be hacked. And that was way back in 2021. It was just dropped briefly like this. And then it disappeared until this afternoon, when Nigeria media, as few of them started picking it up, and the whole copy was there, right there, available for everybody to see. I have a suspicion something is cooking, and I know I am going to know that. I'm going to find out soon. They are up to something. This did not just happen. All right, like okay, we just like this afternoon, and then boom. An actor to make sure that Nigeria go back to regionalism has dropped. Something is cooking. Here. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Hello, sir. How are you, Baba?
Baba. Well, I salute all the people in the house, Temple of Truth.
We are saluting.
This is a day from.
Go on.
Zade from South Korea.
Yeah, Mama from South Korea.
So before I have to correct something. Last time I called, right, you called me one of the obedient. No, I'm a Yoruba Nimi. I'm for Yoruba Nation. I've been part and parcel of Yoruba Nation for a very long time.
Did I call you that, or you did call yourself?
Yes. No. After I dropped the call, you said so.
When I said, I'm so sorry. Then there must be something that prompted that anyway, right?
We are just supporting them. We are just supporting them
just give them
because they have a mission.
Bless you, man.
Yes,
So
yes.
you
I'm
are
not part of
actually
them.
you are actually in my camp, the camp of those of us who believe in self-determination advocacy. Brilliant, then. Bravo.
So thanks for the good work.
Thank
so I
you
just
so
want
much for
to
that correction too. Go on, sorry.
just a quick one. Just a quick one here. Whether they have a mission or they don't have a mission concerning the issue at hand. I'm talking about Thiefnubu and the Constitution. But there's something just strike my mind now.
Yeah,
that's why I'm calling.
Mm-hmm.
Remember before the election, Pa Adebanjo, you know, remember Adebanjo?
Yes.
He said something. He came on, I think, Arise TV, right? He said something. He said that Thiefnubu came to my place and I told him, these people are deceiving you. They are not going to give you the power. And Thiefnubu told me one-on-one that, Baba, don't worry. I know what I'm doing. Let me get the power. I will deal with them. Remember, Adebayo said so on TV. So whether, like you said, let's just keep our hands crossed and watching. Like you said, maybe this week or next week something will happen. So we are waiting.
Something is cooking. I don't know. I just feel it.
We are waiting.
Like something is cooking. This one is just a pure, like, okay, let's drop it and see how they react first.
Well, because now, maybe something is cooking, or you know, now, before this, they said they wanted Muslim, like I said the other day, and they've gotten it. So when Thiefnubu got the power, maybe they were thinking he's going to give the finance minister all this key position, you understand?
Right.
To the north.
Right.
And at the end of the day, they didn't get it. Even it's not even for Yoruba, it's for the Eco boys.
Now Lagos boys, city boys.
Yeah, Lagos boys. He gave it to Lagos boys. So now that's more reason they are trying to call Igbos, as in Obi. Let's team together. Let's kick these people out. So now he has come with his own. You know, they always call him one name. What's the name? The strategies, right?
And they say it's a strategy. Sometimes they call it.
So maybe he's coming out with this thing so that they will not negotiate with him. Oh, we are going to support you, or it's real. So let's keep our finger crossed.
We have to keep our eyes peeled. Yes. Everything where they have to scrutinize everything, you know. Whatever will help them to break it up themselves, we are here.
We are here.
With our quota to that, to make sure it happens.
Before election, you've said it on this thing. You said it that Thiefnubu is zero. Everything is going to be like, at the end of the day, we are seeing it.
It's happening. So somebody said I didn't wish him well. I said, okay, wait. I came here, I said, Thiefnubu is a total failure, and he will deal with all of you, that whatever you are facing under Bokwari, it's going to be a child's play to what Thiefnubu will do to you. Then somebody turned around and said, you see, God will put you, God will shame you. Thiefnubu is going to this. So that's like, listen, first, number one, leave God out of it, okay? Let's leave God out of it. Whether Thiefnubu is going to succeed or is going to fail, my wish or what I say is not what we decide that. Now, Thiefnubu himself. They said he knows how to choose brainy people. No, he chooses those who have pledged their loyalty to him, not because they are competent, not because they are capable, but it's because they are loyal. That's all that matters to him. A country like Nigeria doesn't need loyalists to function now. Nigeria needs professionals, not career politicians. So since I know Kolu looks for loyalists, so that's where I get my trick from. I get my own drift from. If you think Kolu is coming to fix Nigeria, then you can wait forever. Now he's doing exactly what we predicted, though, not because we wanted it to work. Yeah, we're seeing it. Baba.
So thank you, Baba. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. Okay. I appreciate that too, okay? Thank you, and you have a good one yourself, all right? So that's a brilliant one there, where I have my caller from South Korea. And man, that's some far place too, right? God bless you, bro. God bless you. So thank you so much, everyone. I do have 20 more minutes, or we do have 20 more minutes before we can call it a night. So I am going to take just about 2-3 minutes break. Okay. And when I get back, we will continue. Please bear with me. I won't be too long. I'm just going to leave you with Kolu.
Is with Gary. I saw you in Jigawa talking about weeds and all of that on TV. What is an elixir? Is housing industry that will create jobs. But until we secure those lands and create the opportunity, it is very, very difficult.
The director's cut us like, oh no, it is Kolu again. I know it is Kolu again. All right. So I was making myself, a fresh tea, and that's why I had to get up from my desk. I'll take this call before I go mix the tea. The kettle is warming up. Hello there.
Maiyegun Baba. Maiyegun Baba.
Ahmed.
Yes.
Naomi.
Lafiya kalau ya gida.
Alhamdulillah. Yaya aiki, yaya mata, yaya gida.
Aiki alhamdulillah, mata alhamdulillah. Ngode wa Allah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yawa sonu. Ya aiki.
Alhamdulillah too. Amen.
Yawa sonu.
Sonu, man. Thank you so much.
Yawa.
Yeah, please. I like that.
Well,
when you don't mix it, when you don't kind of twist my neck,
I don't
some other things where I would just be like, well, yeah, I'm
actually so
how are you today?
About I do every no.
Same old, man, same old. But here we are.
Well,
still here.
Me, I know. I just read the caption and everything. I know meet the broadcast. I just
you didn't see us reading the new constitution being proposed.
Yeah, I just read the stuff. So me from the caption, that's where I want to make my own take. Now I want to put in my own form, right?
Yeah,
so me, like I've seen everything the way I see everything, but you see this Thiefnubu, it's unpredictable sometimes. Not unpredictable in the aspect of when he's about to do his criminalities.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. It's like saying Thiefnubu, the level at which his ridiculousness can be unpredictable, because sometimes you think he's gone here, it will go further.
Yeah,
I get what
it
you
will
mean.
go further. Yeah. It's
like,
not
to the point where you're like, I didn't believe he could go that further. I say, well, he will.
Yeah, it's not as if being unpredictable. It's not as if like being smart. No, it's out of that. No. When he's about to to commit his atrocity and his criminality,
there's no way.
That is when it's really unpredictable.
No distance he can't go.
He can go to any distance because he believes that power. As far as that power is there, then anything can be done. So he can do whatever he wants to do.
That's right.
But it will get to a certain time. These people he's trying to fight, he thinks like he's fighting all those northern kinikon. By the time those people begin plan for them, instead of understand, say all these things when they do, that now look that they look at, because I know last is kind of someone that he wants to use the Yoruba people to negotiate. That is exactly what Thiefnubu is doing. But all these things that he's doing is like thinking, okay, I have a set of people that I control somehow in his own thoughts. Let me use that word, in his own thoughts.
Because he believes
like,
that whatever money cannot do now,
deceiving himself.
More money will
exactly.
do it.
So whatever he wants to do right now, he's going to be thinking like, okay, massive region me, I will use my region to counter them. Be like, if that is the case, then let's just everybody, he go on negotiate. We don't know what you want.
If you say I'm not going to get second time,
you get what I'm saying.
Yoruba will leave.
You get what I'm saying. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So, so now we
I get what you are saying now. That is to say, there is no distance he can't travel to what?
Yeah,
to
it's not.
keep power.
It's not as if he's all about the Yoruba, but it's all about himself. It's all about being. It's all about like having that power. That power is very important. I don't know what he wants to do with that power, but that power is so important to Thiefnubu to an extent that he can do whatever.
That's all that matters to me. As the power
think,
right now is supposed to make the lives of the people better, but look at their life.
Okay, imagine there was this video that he played when they were singing on your mandate. We shall stand. When he turned around, tell them to keep quiet. You see, he's someone that he loves to like command, Jokumbe, and sit here, do this, do that. He loves that thing. He loves that thing. So that thing where they sing our mandates, that thing they didn't say, I don't reach there. I don't reach there. You know? It's kind of like it's kind of like
on your mandate. We shall stand inside the National Assembly of Nigeria.
As in, it's a kind of
to sing that.
Yeah, that thing makes him feel good.
It feels so good. And now that he told them, I wanted to change the national anthem. I like that old one. They said, I don't want to do it for you. Then he was like, yeah, it's my priority. I wanted it changed. Yeah, he's actually feeling good about it.
So Thiefnubu always in the feel good, they deluded, thinking like, yes, I am who I think I am, not knowing that you are just who people see you to be. But tumble and now they go tumble you.
It's good, it's just a matter of time.
People will know you, people will sabi you, they sabi you. And people will know they fear you, they fear you. You never jam those people. That's why you see they do anything they do. If they move, they do anyhow. Okay, now let's go back to these soldiers that they said they killed, right?
In Abba.
I mean, can you imagine? They're killing soldiers, doing all those things. And meanwhile, they catch some soldiers where we say that they come out ammunition, carry go give criminal. They just caught one soldier a day before yesterday with ammunition. He wants to go and sell it. This is not the first, this is not the second, this is not the third. These things has been happening over, you can't even count how many times. And you people cannot go straight and think, what is the main reason why all these things are happening? It is very simple. It is very simple. You don't want to tackle that, but you still want to understand. You want them to understand that no, you need those soldiers, if they do anyhow, they need to see anyhow. How is it done? Like that. You don't do things like that. You are underpaying people.
Yeah.
And you want them to act right. I mean, how does it even make any sense? You go, they pay me peanuts, you go expect say I go see chance. They will commit crime. And now that same crime, now in the top or gas, the politician, that is what they want, because that's where they make their own money from. So let them keep doing it. We will not improve their standard of living. Let them keep doing it. At least that they help us. They do it we want to do. Easy. We don't need any problem. Now them go to help us. Go to give them ammunition. Go to give them ammunition. Maybe they do whatever they want to do out there. Now you are making it easy for the criminals that want that nonsense to keep on going day by day, to keep on going. That's why you see they move ammunition out, and nothing has been done about it.
Yeah, the last caller there was like the caller before the last caller was like, why is it a thing where the military in their thousands have been shipped down to eastern Nigeria, and what they are doing right there is just like their offices are just at the roadside, by the roadside, on their roadblock, where they are extorting people for money and all of that. Like,
how does it even make any sense?
It doesn't make any sense.
You call it a country. See, you have a country. Soldiers, what are they doing outside for real? What do they do for outside? So what thing concern civilian for outside? Soldiers you are not meant to even be within your country.
It's like they have themselves exposed, but we all know why. So that our listeners
we know why now. Nigeria is in a democratic.
They are there. Okay, so
Nigeria is practicing.
Ahmed.
You see, Maiyegun, Nigeria is practicing which English? They practice military democratical system. I be how they make I use a military democratical system.
I be militarized
democracy. Because how does it even make any sense? You have soldiers everywhere, every day,
everywhere,
walking on the street, doing anyhow. You meet a soldier that cannot even keep in himself na problem. He can't even speak English. He can't have a good conversation with the soldier. All he believes that, oh, I get khaki. I get khaki, I go do anyhow.
Don't get me angry.
Look, I understand. Look,
soldier,
my
so
I
are always like,
understand.
don't get me angry. If I get angry now,
And
you know
who they give them. You know who they give them ginger pass.
What?
The people in that country, they be like, oh, but on that soldier, I'm so fucking what? He's a soldier, and then what? He's just a human being like you. He's just a human being like you.
We all know why.
He's a soldier.
And now, because it's a place whereby, as a citizen, right, you don't even have to offend a soldier before they beat you. You know that. Some of them can easily just say, you can get beaten because your friend offended a soldier, right? And somehow people normalized. Somehow people believe that a soldier is never wrong. But people need to know that he's just a man like you. And if he dare treat you anyhow, you can actually really treat his own effort too. Sure, you know.
Maiyegun, there are a lot of them that today, if you drop it, no weapon, combat, what yala yaya, what just a lot of them, they're not be fight hand to hand. They're not be fight hand to hand.
You get
some of us. We get some of us. We get strong. Normal. We get strong. Even that time. But Maiyegun back there, we go the road, scatter road. I feel stand. Only me go amashi will give you. No, now hand to hand, because it's about 4 million. That one did. Now normal street we dey run ourselves. Now and day. But guess what we say? Now that uniform they won't use. If they can't use and reach one level, nobody pay water on the pass. It be like say these people say they know they agree. They'll come begin turn them around. So soldiers are not meant to be feared. People in Nigeria, you guys need to even understand. I mean, respect them. You don't have to disrespect them. But if you see soldiers want to respect
them, you should only respect.
You don't need to fear. Just to respect them. Here, if I come out, carry uniform, enter place, they do something. All I hear every day is thank you for your service. And that thing makes me feel good every day.
I'm doing something. I see
that bro.
An average Nigerian doesn't believe that a soldier is protecting him anymore.
Of course.
Because the only thing we know about the Nigerian army is brutality. Torture.
A soldier is a perfect gentleman. They use the word back in Nigeria, then even up to today, they'll be like, hey, gentlemen, if a commander is you'll be like, hey, gentlemen, where are the gentlemen? These are not gentlemen. You don't call them gentlemen because they don't act as gentlemen.
No.
They don't even act as one.
No.
But we are the real gentlemen. If you are talking about gentlemen, come over here, you see how gentlemen in the military act. That's how gentlemen act, not the way.
Military is meant to discipline you, train you, and make you a better person. Whether you're a man or woman, if you pass through military in any world, you are meant to become a better person. In Nigeria, you become a brute.
No. They just in the military in Nigeria, they teach you how to harass people. I mean, they will harass you, teach you how to harass, and when you put on uniform and you go out there,
the more abusive you are, the more people kind of tend to fear you and respect you too.
I mean that's stupid.
Hey, please, I don't want to allow.
That's stupid.
Hey.
It makes sense now.
Who is talking?
It makes sense.
Say, officer, sorry, sir. It doesn't make any sense. People want to be feared.
I was showing one of my friends. I was with my company commander one day. Some of my friends just called me. We sit down, we talk. One of my friends just called me. I come show and say, see my commander here. I say, which rank? I can't tell him my rank. He say, 9 years you see that. I say, Now human being now so we can sit down. It crazy. But we say normal. Even though we go say dining, say different, we go eat or something. If he help you carry something from fridge, can't give you normal thing. Now the same place we dey chop with corners waiting. Now so we dey sit down chop the same place. There is nothing like VIP, VVIP for anywhere. We are all soldiers. We are all taxpayers. The ranks, we know you have to come in.
And even
you
the
have
person
to give
that is
the
senior, that is your senior in rank, right? We never look down on you because you are his junior. Never. Everyone is treated with respect, as it should be.
Maiyegun, if any senior or any commander or any leadership treats you anyhow, it is an open place that you can. There are places you can take your case to, and they will follow up for you. That is why even the leadership, they try to control what they do. They try to control what they say. Sometimes, if they want to say something, they'll be like, "Oh, bro, I just say something. I'm sorry. I don't know if you're offended or something." And you'll be the one to be like, "No, bro, I'm good." As long as you give them that assurance, okay, to party. If not, if you not give them that assurance, they fear because they feel like you can go and do something, and you might get them kicked out from the army for some simple mistake or that they feel is just the match leads.
You know, they wanted to be treated with respect and say we are working to save your life. Which life?
You are not working to
save my life.
I mean, you are putting my life in danger every single day. Because you have your colleagues that will carry ammunition selling to the people that will come and kidnap me. Because your government are not paying them good. So it makes automatically the people that are meant to protect you now are the one endangering your life every day. Every single day, the same soldiers, the same police out there. Like, how does it even make sense? And you know there is one kind of mentality in Nigeria that they will tell you that you as a police cannot arrest soldier. You know there is that mentality, Maiyegun. Police cannot arrest soldier.
Yeah, you say. Meanwhile, soldier committed, he's supposed to go and hand himself over to the police.
Down
but in Nigeria, they will say no. Their senior, their bosses will say no. We have our own.
Maiyegun, down here of a recent, a police just shot an airman in his apartment.
Oh dear.
He opened fire, give him in his apartment. Tell me. If something like that happens, you will see say fight between police, as in that now mad people just food inside the.
You don't see the Nigerian military. They don't release statements.
They will not release statements. They
will threaten the policemen.
They will threaten the police. I just reached there. I see custom and VIO. Don't money. Which kind of mad people there? As in, everybody just is mad for that place. Me
tell you.
Ahmed. They talk long.
Thank you so much.
So
is the baby now?
Baby deal in the fine.
Well to the madam, right?
It's really now.
Nice one, Ahmed. So that's Ahmed there. Ladies and gentlemen, Ahmed is going to be my last caller tonight. We are almost 3 hours of our show tonight, and it's been wonderful. I want to believe that you had a good time too. So thank you to every one of you, and then to our brethren in the temple who are yet to pay their own offering, like the broadcast, or even share it or subscribe onto my channel. Please do them now. And I also want to advise a lot of us here. Please check your notification. Don't just say I have subscribed and automatically I should receive a notification. Sometimes you see all these apps, they do carry out some kind of enough that you just suddenly realize that you do not receive notification whenever Maiyegun is live. Go check it. And then meet me here tomorrow afternoon when we can continue reading our history book. Thank you to all my super chatters, the sharers, the likers, and the commenters too, the callers, most especially the callers, every one of you who participated in that of tonight. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and you should all have a very, very wonderful night. See you later.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, la mọ̀ tó dòdòdó. àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun Diary Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. ẹ farabalẹ̀ ṣẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. àní ẹ̀sùn rákì